Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a deep dive into something we all struggle with, right? Those mental blocks that just love to mess with our fitness goals.
Oh, yeah, you know that feeling. You're like, I should work out. But your brain is all, nah, let's just watch TV.
Totally. It's like my running shoes are judging me from the corner, haha. So I was super excited to chat with Sean. He wrote Zero Fitness Fucks.
Yeah, I read that one. Really interesting take on it.
He had some really good points about how to actually get past that mental back and forth to actually, reach those goals.
Yeah, I was impressed. Not just the usual stuff you hear. He dug deeper into why we get stuck, and he gives some real actionable tools you can use.
Exactly. And he starts with, like, why do we even get these mental blocks in the first place? And one thing that hit me was what he said about who we hang out with. Like, if our friends are all about happy hour, not the gym.
Makes it way harder to get motivated
Oh,
yourself, right?
totally. It's like that saying, you're the average of the five people you're around most.
Right. Applies to fitness, too. If your crew isn't into working out, it's tough to break out of that.
It's like, I don't know, trying to order a salad when everyone else is getting burgers and fries.
Yeah.
You need that support system. Those people who are going to cheer you on.
Definitely. And speaking of support, Sean also talks about setting goals, right? But not just any goals. They got to be super specific and actually doable.
Yeah, he says if your goal is just like get in shape, you're kind of setting yourself up to fail.
It's like you need a map to get somewhere. You need that clear destination, or you'll wander around aimlessly.
Totally. So Sean suggests break those big goals down into smaller steps. Instead of, I don't know, running a marathon, maybe just try running a mile without stopping first.
I like that. Start small. And he's big on celebrating those little wins, too.
Yeah, it's so easy to focus on what we haven't done yet, right? But those small wins, they can actually make you more motivated to keep going.
There's science behind that, too, by the way. When we succeed, even a little bit, our brains release dopamine, that feel-good chemical.
Oh, so it's like our brains are giving us little rewards each step of the way.
Exactly. It's like a positive feedback loop. Those small wins make us want to keep winning. And this ties into another big idea Sean has. Result is motivation.
Meaning,
A lot of us wait to feel motivated before we do anything. But Sean says it actually works the other way around. You start seeing results, even tiny ones, and then the motivation kicks in.
it's like that snowball effect. The more you do, the more you want to do.
Right. Like those first few minutes of a workout, you might be dragging at first, but then you get going, those endorphins hit.
And you're like, hey, this isn't so bad.
Exactly. So the key is just starting, even if you don't feel like it at first. And Sean talks about mindfulness too, being present in your workouts.
Like instead of getting distracted by negative thoughts.
Yeah. Focus on your breathing, how your body feels, that kind of thing. Quiet that inner critic. Just be in the moment.
I like that. But sometimes I think the mental block isn't even about motivation. Sometimes I'm just bored with my routine.
Happens to everyone. That's why Sean's all about trying new things. Shake things up. Step outside your comfort zone.
Find something that excites you.
Yeah. Could be anything. Dance classes, rock climbing, even just hiking a new trail.
That's awesome. It's like finding that sense of play again.
And don't forget rewards. Sean's big on that.
Because let's be real, who doesn't like a little reward for working hard?
Doesn't have to be huge either. A new workout outfit, a relaxing bath.
Even just taking a night off from cooking. Anything that motivates you.
Okay.
Okay, so to sum it up, we've talked about finding your supportive crew, setting those clear goals, celebrating the small wins, and having fun with your workouts.
Plus, using mindfulness and rewarding yourself. Basically, setting yourself up for success.
And before we go to break, I just want to say it again, that phrase from Sean, result is motivation. Don't wait for motivation to hit you out of nowhere. Go do something, see the result, and the motivation will follow.
It's true. The battle's often won or lost in your mind. So believe in yourself, enjoy the journey, and find what works for you.
Love that. And speaking of finding what works, we got to take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, Primus 3. They make these awesome performance-enhancing electrolytes that'll keep you powered up through any workout. Stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. One thing we didn't get to talk about before the break was stress and how much it can affect our fitness motivation.
Oh, huge topic, right? Sean actually has a whole chapter on that in the book. Super insightful stuff.
Yeah, when we're stressed, it's like our body's going to survival mode. Working out is the last thing on our mind.
It's like our brains are saying, we got bigger problems right now.
Exactly. And Sean talks about how if you're stressed all the time, it can actually drain your energy and make you crave unhealthy foods.
Not helpful when you're trying to reach your fitness goals, is it?
Not at all. But thankfully, Sean doesn't just tell us about the problem. He gives some actual tips for managing stress so it doesn't totally derail our progress.
Like what? I'm always looking for tips on that.
Well, he talks about doing things that help you relax, like yoga, meditation, even just spending time in nature.
Love that. It's not just about pushing yourself physically, it's about taking care of your whole self.
Totally. He also says sleep is super important because when you're tired, your willpower goes out the window.
Oh, tell me about it. If I'm exhausted, that bag of chips is way more tempting than going for a run.
Same here. And Sean talks about setting boundaries too, like learning to say no to things that drain your energy.
You got to protect your time and energy, right? So you can actually show up for yourself and your goals.
Yeah, I think that's something a lot of us struggle with. It's easy to get caught up in doing everything for everyone else.
And then we forget about ourselves. But like Sean says, you can't pour from an empty cup, you know?
Got to fill your own cup first. So true. Well, that's some food for thought. Speaking of food, let's take another quick break to hear from our sponsor, Primus 3. Those electrolytes are lifesavers, especially when life gets crazy. Be right back. All right, we're back for the final stretch. Before we wrap up, I wanted to share one last thing that really resonated with me from my talk with Sean.
I'm all ears.
He said that fitness isn't just about hitting a certain weight or running a certain distance. It's about building a better relationship with your body.
That's interesting. It's more about how you feel than how you look.
Yeah. It's about moving away from that punish and reward mindset, and instead learning to appreciate your body for what it can do.
I like that. It's about listening to your body, respecting its limits, and actually enjoying the process.
Exactly. Because when you approach fitness from a place of self-love, it becomes less about reaching some goal and more about just showing up for yourself.
And that can make it way more sustainable in the long run.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Zero Fitness FucX. Hopefully you got some good takeaways, some tools to help you bust through those mental blocks and reach your goals.
And remember, it's your journey. So embrace the challenges, celebrate the wins, and never give up on yourself.
Absolutely. Oh, and don't forget to check out Primus 3. Their performance-enhancing electrolytes are amazing for staying hydrated and energized.
Can't hurt, right?
They're definitely not. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive, everyone. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep crushing it.
See ya!